Hello guys, today we will talk online event as the event industry in Turkey. We are here today in the event organized by the best online event platform, Hubilos Turkey and EMA partner focused on event. In this session, we will talk about what's going on in the global virtual event industry and the things that are awaiting the event industry in the future. We shared samples. Please check it right off your screen and we will share you with the result. To talk about the developments in Turkey shortly, we can say that the event industry almost came to stand still with the pandemic. In this process, we made a very rapid transition to online events and video conferencing, no matter how we look far. We can say that it's an advantage that we have a large young population in Turkey. The rate of technology literacy has increased. But in this rapid transition, there is no doubt that the event industry needs to be more connected than ever. And so today, many experience sharing will be held in session. As part of Hobilo, I can really say that the interaction between the participant is very high, has a user-friendly interface, perfectly responds to sponsor expectation is very important, as you know, for our event organizer, and makes the process of event organizer faster and more efficient in online event management. Today, I am very happy to see dear Vaipao, Chandra, and Georgie among us who attended our event today to convey their knowledge and experience. First, I want to ask my question to Vaipao, then I will ask my question to other speakers. Yes, Vaipao, welcome again.
Thank you, Mark.
My question is that how does Hubilo make things easier for the event industry? There are many exclusive features in Hubilo platform. It's very funny and it's very easy, but will there be any upcoming exclusive feature?
Yeah, thank you, Mohammed, for inviting me to the event. Super excited to meet the Turkey event community and understand what's the future of events at this particular event property. To answer your question, Hubilo has been working tirelessly since the last 7 to 8 months to bring the best of features that are available in the market. The first thing that we had to do was at least bring the table stake features that were necessary to pull off a virtual event. Now, once we have done that, we are moving towards our differentiation layer that is specific to attendee engagement, intelligence for organizers, more branding opportunities for events, and last but not the least, the proper ROI-driven dashboard for sponsors and exhibitors. So we have divided our entire product roadmap into multiple buckets. We have specific product managers and teams who are managing these buckets so that we are able to bring a world-class experience. Now to talk about few of the features that we are already working on. We're working quite extensively in the hybrid space as well, where how do we go ahead and connect the physical event to the virtual event as well. One major update is going to come on that. Second, we have completely updated our new dashboard as well, which is now, I think, pretty kick-ass in terms of usability. It will give a lot of more opportunities to organizers to collaborate and work faster. And third, we are bringing an entire widget set for engagement. So currently at this point of time, we have about 2 to 3 different engagement activities like leaderboard, contest, event feed. But moving forward, we are going to bring in more mass engagement options, which allows attendees to engage with each other. So to give you an example, like there's something called a Russian roulette that is going to come in, which will allow an attendee to play some games onto the platform. And instead of numbers, there would be sponsor logos. If it hits a particular sponsor logo, they'll have to go ahead and talk to that particular exhibitor or sponsor for 5 minutes before availing an offer. So such games and a lot more ice-breaking sessions is something that we are planning to.
Perfect. Thank you for the information, Vaipao. We are very excited to use these new features in Turkey. This will be my second and the last question to you. Hubilo helps more than 100 virtual events happen in more than 15 countries. You are observing how the global event industry is changing. Can you share some data and how do you see the future of event?
Yeah. So just to clarify, it's like more than 1,000 events and in more than 100 plus countries. And attendees have joined us from more than 180 plus countries. It's like we've attended to almost all the geographies that are out there globally. Now to talk about the global event trend that is happening. Uh, Earlier, we were worried that when we pivoted into the virtual space, we thought that it's going to be a short-term activity where most of the event managers and marketing managers globally are looking at a short-term fix. And once the pandemic situation eases globally, people are going to move forward with their physical events. But the innovation that had to happen in this industry in the next 5 years got accelerated in the last 7 to 8 months. All event managers, marketing managers have now equipped a skill to do a virtual that they wouldn't want to lose. And how they're going to leverage that skill set is it's virtual events is a new uh, marketing landscape that has been created for all the managers across the world. And we want to be a platform that allows marketing managers to tap into that marketing landscape, because 2020 was all about physical events forcefully being pivoted to virtual events. 2021, a lot of physical events might happen just physically. Many of them are going to move in a hybrid way where there's going to be a virtual angle to a physical event as well. But we predict that there's going to be an entire new series of virtual events that are going to kick in, that are only going to be virtual only, and they do not have a precursor physical event. And these events are going to grow in property, because every year I would want to do the event that I've done this year, I would want to do a better event next time, right? So we are going to see a lot of virtual event properties coming in across the world.
Okay, thank you so much, Wipa, for joining and giving us the valuable information. It's a great pleasure to work with you, and we will continue to do a great work together. Thank you for joining again.
Thanks,
Wipa.
Mom.
Bye. Guys, we shared some polls. Please check it right off your screen, and you can click our polls. We will share you the results at the end of the event. Chandra, let's continue with you. After introducing yourself briefly, could you share with us your most prominent experience based on your experience in online event you have organized? How do online events go when viewed by participants and organizers in your country?
Hi, everyone. My name is Chandra Champion. I live in Washington, D.C. I am a senior events and conference manager for the National WIC Association, a nonprofit that has about 12,000 members, and we support women, infants, and children through a federally funded nutrition program. And I'm so glad to be here. It's 2 a.m. in Washington, D.C., so I really must like you guys. And so I'm very excited to be here once again. And just to answer Mohammed's question, this virtual thing hit us and took us by storm. We were not ready at all. And our group of attendees had never done any computer-based anything. So it started off quite as a huge challenge to myself and my coworkers. But luckily we found the platform and we were actually one of their first United States clients. We made
Probably Chandra have a connecting problem. Okay, we will wait, sir, and maybe we can go on with you, Georgie.
I was just listening to her, and I love to see what she's going, where she's going.
Okay, we can go on with you, Georgie, and when she comes, we will go with her.
Yes, definitely.
I'm so late, maybe there are many internet problems. Georgie, you organized many online events on HR, especially you are working about HR. and you have gained quite an experience. Could you share briefly, talk about your studies and yourself, and share the points you think are important when you are doing an online event with us?
Great. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you for, first of all, for the invitation. We were one of those companies. First of all, I'm Georgi Georgiev from Bulgaria, from To The Top agency. We are organizing, yes, a lot of events, mainly on HR and employer branding. We were one of those companies who were surprised to move 300 people event and growing for a week to have the choice to move online right away or to postpone it. Well, we decided to postpone it with the right idea that it's going to be online, and that in near future we won't have the possibility to have such amount of people in a one room, because it's a huge event for Bulgaria. Well, then we had to move online, and we were surprised that pretty much none of the attendees wanted to pass the event or to take their money back or something like this. And the most surprising was that we started to sell more tickets on the same price. We never expected that. So one trend I saw, and one important thing we realized, is that we have to have the right content for the right people. So we definitely are going into niches in these days. Into 2021, we are going to deep dive in the HR niche. We even started our own Bulgarian HR community, where we are doing each month online event. We were trying to see how we can replace the physical networking, and as soon as there's a lot of scare and the pandemic is still there, we found that communities and brief events, 1 hour, hour and a half on the different topics, where we let people to discuss more, is working great. We still have the big events. We're going to be online again in April. Then in September, we probably will try to do hybrid event as well, as the previous colleague said. It is a trend for us. It will be the first experience, but we are definitely, as he said, into online events niche, and we'll keep growing there because we saw opportunities. And even if the pandemic disappeared tomorrow, we will be still doing online events because it allows us to catch up with people who are far away from Sofia, our main city, and from Bulgaria as well. Just to let you, to give you an example, we are organizing an event in Milan, Italy, in 2021 in April, and one of the speakers speaking there, we pay like 3,000 euro last time because he's traveling one way. This time it's, I don't know, maybe 10 times less because it's 1 hour of his time this time, not 4 days traveling, but one hour. He's happy to do it. We are happy to do it because he's like a star in the branch. So definitely online is bringing us a lot of opportunities in terms of ROI and business. So we love it.
Definitely. Same in Turkey. I actually, it's very efficient in using the online event platform. I agree with you. Thank you very much, Georgie, for your contribution. We are trying to connect with Chandra, but in this way, I want to thank the Karel Babur, who I definitely recommend working on simultaneous translation. Now she is translator our speech in Parotay's mobile app, and people can listen to Turkish what we say. This is a kind of new simultaneous technology.
While you're connecting to her, as it's 2 a.m. there, I believe she's going to a bar or something. I wanted to share a quick story, if you allow me, because if we're all event managers here.
Yeah, please.
In January, me and my wife, we were discussing a huge bet, buying a big house. So we were thinking and discussing, and I said, look, honey, events will always be there. Our business is very safe in this term, because if there is an economic crisis, we're going to organize events for economic crisis. If there's another crisis, we're going to organize events for this kind of topics. And a month and a half after, we bet the house, but we had the pandemic. So she came to me and said, well, what happens with the events now? Well, we find a way. So even with pandemic and whatever, really the event industry is huge and is stronger than we thought 1 year ago.
Thank you very much for your sharing. Yes, Chandra, welcome again.
I'm back. So my computer, I'm so sorry about that. My computer decided to do an update just as I started. And I'm like, whoa, stop. No, Dale, stop. Dale, stop. So
Okay.
we've always all been there. You know, quick thinking, I'm an event manager. I was like, let me grab this tablet and let's get on via the tablet. So I'm now on my iPad tuning in to you guys. Thank you again for having me.
This is a small handicap in virtual event, as you know.
Yeah, anything can happen. You got to be prepared.
Yeah, we talked with Georgie and he shared his experience with us. We can go on with you if you are okay.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. So we had to pivot quickly to a virtual environment. Our attendees are mostly in the ages of 40 plus and live in rural communities, not in urban cities. So we had the challenge of making sure that that they were equipped with everything they needed. And so we looked at a platform that was very similar to social media platforms, Facebook, you know, Hublot has the activity feed. So we thought that would be a great thing and a great natural, easy fit for our members to engage with. And so we started there. How we prepped our group was we had a series of what we call Know Before You Go. And so we walked our attendees through the platform step by step. It was about an hour session. And we did 3 of those because we went from 800 attendees in person to 2,000 attendees virtually. So we more than doubled our attendance. So this was new for us. There were lots of growing pains with this that I'm sure that a lot of you guys have already encountered or could possibly be encountering. We had to hire some additional registration staff because I'm a staff of 1. Yes, I said 1, uno, just me. So we just had to like really change up the game and put in some new things in place to accommodate our staff, as well as our attendees, as well as our exhibitors, as well as our sponsors. We had to be very creative in terms of branding to give our sponsors and exhibitors a similar feel, similar to what they received in person, but we know virtual is different. It is 2 different, virtual versus in person is very different. So we had to make sure that they were comfortable as well. And so we provided a series of Know Before You Go for our exhibitors and our sponsors. And we took a similar approach where we had 2 Know Before You Goes where we walked the exhibitors through the platform, as well as provided them with tips on how they can communicate and engage with attendees. We utilized the contests, which were huge hits in our community because our attendees love social media, love Facebook, love Instagram. We did the caption, the photo, and that was a hit. We actually found the pictures, and then on the activity feed, they're like, oh, we have pictures. So we actually let them start sending us pictures, and it was crazy. They loved it. And so we've used Hublot twice this year for 2021, where all of our meetings, all of our in-person meetings are canceled. We're going completely virtual for this entire year. We'll have 3 large events. Our first event is in March, so we're really looking excited to that. Looking forward to that. That meeting usually is 200 people, and right now as of yesterday, I had 210, and we still have 2 more months before the event. So I think it's gonna double as well. I'm looking at hoping to have about 400 attendees. So I'm very excited about that as well. So, I mean, virtual is the thing to do, the way to go. It provides access to attendees that you don't even think that, you know, that may not have heard of your organization, as well as attendees that cannot, that don't usually get this type of training due to travel costs, registration costs, etc. So it really opens up your organization to non-traditional attendees. It also helped us in our sponsorship space, as well as our foundation and possible sponsors and funders, because it gave access to people who had never heard of us, seen us, or things like that. So it was just, you know, virtual is really good for us, and we plan to continue this in 2022.
Yeah. Thank you very much for this valuable contribution and tactics, Chandra. And I agree with you what you said on many issues. Thank you for joining again. Guys, if you want to get in touch with speakers, and you can send one-to-one meeting and use chat box, and you can use launch area as well. We will sit at the end of the event, and we want to communicate each other, so it's so user-friendly. It's okay. Thank you very much again to you. The next session will be starting soon. I think that you will make very good use of the opportunity to share information about the sector among the participants by holding one-to-one networking opportunities and meeting in the launch. Okay, thank you. Take care. See you.
Bye. Thank you, everybody, for having me. Bye, Mohammed. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, Georgie. Take care.